Hey guys, so here we are on the side of the road. I actually pulled into a little park, so we've only got about 45 minutes or 50 minutes and then I'll have to leave because they apparently closed the gate at this park. So I'm waiting on everybody to show up. I don't see anybody on. How's everybody doing tonight? Good evening. You talk about bad lighting. Now this is some bad lighting right here. So today has been a crazy day. Been on the road about half the day, driving and terrible traffic. I can't get over people living in areas where they have to deal with that traffic all the time. Hey Brittany. Because there's no way I could live with it. I couldn't live with having to deal with that kind of traffic all the time. It would drive me insane. So I am literally, I literally pulled into a little park area on the side of the road, and they closed the gates at 9, so I'm keeping a close eye on the clock here. Hey Cammie, hey Carla. Sorry if it rocks. Hey Jennifer. The whole car is moving. And I've got my phone in the thing on my rearview mirror, so it moves a little bit. But it's been a good day. It's just I hate traffic. And when I started home, I had a feeling it was going to be this way. When I started home, not only did I hit the Atlanta rush hour traffic, but I also got the joy of getting rerouted around several MVAs, or motor vehicle accidents. So I ended up, at one point I was in the middle of somewhere. I had no idea where I was just following the GPS. But thank goodness for my tuna cups. They came in handy today. I ate those in the car. I threw them in a microwave in a gas station. Do what you gotta do, right? And grabbed me a couple of string cheeses while I was in there, and a boiled egg. So there you go. So how's everybody else done? I've read a couple of things today, just when we were sitting in the doctor's office or sitting in the lobby and able to look, but I haven't really checked anything, so I haven't seen the check-ins. And I reposted my Your Why video this morning, or last night, I guess. No, I think that was this morning. I don't remember. And ask everybody to please watch that video and to respond. Tell me your why. Tell me the things that you have found that have changed the most in this first 16 days. We are halfway through this challenge. And in 16 days, what have you seen happen that other people have noticed and that you have noticed? And like I said, I haven't really gone through the challenge today, so I don't really know who all responded. But I will tell you this. I went back and watched that Your Why video. Excuse me. Let me get me some water. Excuse me, y'all. I got my lemon water. I went through Zaxby's this evening and got some grilled chicken. If you ever want to find out how much of a piece of chicken you will really eat it in the dark when you can't see it when you're driving. Because when I got done, there was just a little tiny bone, just a little flat bone left, and I thought, when I make chicken thighs at home, I have a whole lot more left than that. But, hey, whatever. Hey, Ruth. It shouldn't make you jittery, Brittany. MCT oil should not make you jittery at all. It should be a very smooth energy. You shouldn't get any jitters from it. If you're not used to having high levels of energy, it could mess with that. What you're going to notice most is the brain clarity. That's what I see most. But if you felt like you were a little jittery today, stick with that half a teaspoon for a few days and see if you continue to be. And you may not be able to do, but maybe a quarter teaspoon for a little while until your body adjusts, especially with your hypothyroid. So, good. Jennifer, you started your MCT today too. So did everybody enjoy the video last night? Was it informative, or was I just spewing a bunch of bleh? Because I wanted to be sure that you understood it and how it worked, but I didn't want it to be so technical that nobody would want to watch it, you know? So I was very thankful for my MCT. Y'all will see that my cup is sitting here. What's funny is that it's full of water too, and I completely forgot that I had filled it with water before I left. Who knows? Maybe you made your coffee too strong. Or it could have just been, I don't know. I've never had any jitters. I've never had any, like with energy pills or fat burners or anything like that. I did. I would have that jittery feeling, that almost skin crawling feeling. But with MCT, I've never had that. It's always been just a really smooth energy. I could definitely tell that I'd had it, but it wasn't crazy. Now, today, on my drive down, yeah, and then you would have had disaster pants. And that would have been terrible. It would have made for a really rough day. And that's when everybody was asking me about the MCT and everything. I was like, y'all, I'm sorry that I'm just rocking all over the place. I'm trying to get it to stay still. But if I as much as move, then it swings, because it's in a little cradle hanging from my rearview mirror. I don't have one of those that's attached to my dash or nothing. It looks like a little man that's hugging my cell phone that hangs from my rearview mirror. Sounds good, Brittany. So on the drive today, I listened to the new Keto Dudes, 2 Keto Dudes. If y'all don't listen to them, I love them. The 2 Keto Dudes is now actually 1 Keto Dude and a dudette, because one of the Keto Dudes is in the middle of school, earning his degree, and so he stepped away. And Carl Franklin, who is the stateside Keto Dude, asked, of all people, Carrie Brown, woo, the real Carrie Brown, to be an official Keto Dude. And so she's the Keto Dudette. And so I listened to their second podcast today, and it was with none other than Dr. Eric Westman. Y'all, things just could not be going better right now. I just love Dr. Westman. I love Heal Clinics. I love the Adapt Your Life programs. I love what Dr. Westman is trying to do across the country. And so this was a podcast with an interview with Dr. Westman. And y'all are going to laugh so hard, because, of course, I can't do what I normally do and sit and take notes, because I'm driving while I'm listening to this podcast. So what did I do? I threw my notebook over in the passenger seat on top of one of my bags, and I wasn't even looking at the notebook. So I promise y'all, I'm a very, very safe driver. In fact, I'm a freaky safe driver. I'm one of those, I drive like a granny, according to my kids. And so I'm literally writing on this piece of paper. Look at this, y'all. It's all over the place. Writing notes about stuff that they would say that and it took me like 7 pages, because, of course, I was running out of room because I was writing all over the page. But I haven't even really went back and looked at it, because, I was driving. But Dr. Eric Westman, he is the one, the ADAPT conference that I'm going to on February 9th in Tennessee, and the one that I'm hoping everybody's going to join me to go to in Atlanta on February 16th. Dr. Eric Westman, he is out of Duke University. Now, he's been doing keto for over 20 years. That's 2 decades, y'all, that he has not only been practicing keto, but he has been teaching keto and prescribing keto to his patients to heal type 2 diabetes, to help with obesity, to help with all these other disorders. Well, it got to a point, and this happened about 12 years ago, that people were having to wait months and months to be able to see him. They wanted to see Dr. Westman because he was the end-all be-all. And so he began developing this new program called Heal Clinics. It's 12 years in the making, and we'll hear a whole lot more about it at the ADAPT conference, I'm sure, because this is their rollout this year through January, through the end of January, and he's teaching people about keto and opening these clinics across the country. And here's how it works, which of course y'all can go over and listen to the podcast if you'd like to, but this has been my day, and as being transparent, this is my day. Lots of water, one of my tuna muffins, because I didn't eat the other one, I just ate one of the tuna muffins and a boiled egg and 2 string cheeses. And then I stopped and got that grilled chicken, and it was 2 legs and a thigh of grilled chicken. And I had 2 of the little Havarti. In fact, oh no, I've already moved my bag. I had 2 of the little Havarti snack cheeses, and I ate those with my other chicken. Now, when I get home, I'm going to give me some good fat, but then this morning, of course, I had my BPC. So I have met my calories for the day, and I'm not hungry. I've drank tons of water. I haven't done bottles today. It's all been in cups. So I did one 32 ounce, because this is what I do my BPC in, and then I put water in it because it keeps it nice and cold. But I did this one. It could be me, honey, from where I'm sitting. I don't know how great a service I have. Is anybody else having trouble? If so, I'll drive on down the road a little bit until I have better service. Y'all let me know. Because I want to be able to tell y'all about this. So he gets in touch with physicians and practitioners that are keto friendly, but that may not be able to, for whatever reason, be able to prescribe the keto way of living, the lifestyle, whatever, but that are very interested in assisting to turn the page, to change the paradigm. And when he gets in touch with these people, then they have to be the owner of their clinic or their practice. And what happens is, these practitioners that Dr. Westman has trained in his program then go out and have this clinic like once a week in a practice somewhere in the country, and they're called Heal Clinics. And they open these up, and the practitioner that owns the clinic or whatever, well, I can go down the road a little ways and then come back up. these doctors or clinic owners or practice owners that, you know, it might be a chiropractor, it may be a general physician, it may be whatever, cardiologist, neurologist, whatever, and they partner with them and they come in once a week and they teach and prescribe. They give them privileges. Y'all, I'm gonna have to turn you off for a minute. Okay, so now, anyways, I know y'all probably think I'm crazy. Now y'all are looking at the dark for sure, but I'm watching to see when I get some service, some better service. I've got a little, but I've only got LTE, so I want to see a 3G pop up there. Anyways, so they go into these clinics, and then they are able, he gives them privileges, and they're able to see people and prescribe and be their primary care physician the way that we're all looking for a doctor that knows how to do keto properly. Well, that's what Heal Clinics is all about, is getting practitioners into clinics across the nation so that people can learn how to practice this lifestyle in a proper way. So I am super excited to sit down and talk to Glenn and Dr. Westman in February about these clinics, because I would love to see something like that happen here in our little neck of the woods, because we have nobody around here. But we do have several private physicians that are not run by, you know, bigger conglomerates that would not allow something like that. So I think between now and February, I'm going to go around, I'm going to talk to some of these physicians and see if I can't find a couple of them that would be willing to talk to Dr. Westman and talk to the Heal Clinic people. So we're about to pull back over, y'all. Woo, excuse me. I'm just slinging y'all all over the place. Sorry. This is going to be an interesting YouTube video, don't you think? Lord have mercy. Excuse me. So hopefully now we've got some good service, because I'm coming into town pretty close here. But I don't want to get all the way in town, because then the lights will blind everybody with cars going by and all that kind of thing. So I'm just going to pull over down here and chit chat with you, sitting down here in this parking lot. So anyways, I got super excited about this. All right, the other thing that I got super excited about was the fact that now Dr. Westman is looking for investors in Heal Clinics. This is like, you know, startup time. And sisters, I'm going to be one of them investors. I'm going to find a way to come up with the money to be one of those investors. Hi, Carla. No more glitches. All right, so now I'm sitting on the side of the road somewhere else. This YouTube video is going to be hilarious. I will definitely have to put something in the comments to explain why a couple of minutes of my video is pitch black with just my voice. So, let's see. I'm adjusting my little man. Oh, I didn't touch that phone, sister. Didn't touch it. I pulled out of that parking lot and just kept right on up. I mean, you heard me talking about, you know, that's the reason that it went pitch black there for a minute, because I couldn't have the camera back on because I was driving. But, so I'm going to be one of those investors. I'm going to invest in Heal Clinics. It's not a huge investment, but I am going to invest. I am also going to discuss, because I don't know if an RN is required, if you're required to be a nurse practitioner. I know that he does require that his staff is medically licensed. So I'm going to talk to him about that, which I'm close to my RN. I only got 3 semesters. This may be the kick in the butt that I needed. So I want to talk about some of the things he was saying during his interview, okay? So number one, I have a couple of people who have signed up here lately for Sassy starter kits that were type 1 diabetics. And I'm not going to lie to you, type 1 diabetics can benefit greatly from the ketogenic lifestyle, but they do not have the same type of thing going on that the rest of us do. It's not insulin resistance. It's the fact that their bodies do not produce insulin at all. Their pancreas just does not function in that way. It just does not produce insulin. And so for them, things are a little different. And problems can occur. So today, Dr. Westman talked about one Facebook group that he has been very impressed with, and I want to throw it out there for all of y'all because I am in no way a keto Nazi, and I'm not selfish with my followers, and I'm not selfish with my ketonians. If it's going to benefit you, I'm going to tell you about it, and I'm going to send you to wherever you need to go to get the best benefit. So my type 1 diabetics, if you know a type 1 diabetic that's interested in this lifestyle, if you are a type 1 diabetic and you are following me, the Sassy Keto Nurse, now, please get on Facebook. I want y'all to join the Facebook group Type 1 Grit. It is TYPE, spell the number 1, ONEGRIT. 3 words, capital letter at the beginning of each, Type 1 Grit. Because this is a Facebook group that is a ketogenic Type 1 diabetes group. There you can learn everything you need to know and find out tips and tricks that will work for you, because like Dr. Westman said, there is so much about keto that's tricky, especially for people that are on medications. Y'all, those that are type 2 diabetics, one of the first things that I warn them about is you better be watching that glucose very carefully, because it is going to change very quickly, and therefore your insulin needs are going to change very quickly. People on blood pressure medications, people on medications for their heart, people on blood thinners, you have to really watch this stuff careful. And I cannot give out medical advice because it's just illegal to do that on Facebook, okay? But as a nurse, that is my first concern, is your health and how what I am telling you or teaching you or coaching you in is going to affect you. So that was how Hill Clinics came to be. Because not only were people waiting months and months to see Dr. Westman, but Dr. Westman was becoming very concerned with the fact that keto is becoming so mainstream at this point, and that's where this big rollout's coming from now. Excuse me. It's becoming so mainstream at this point that you have keto coaches popping up everywhere. Anybody that's ever done keto thinks that they can pop on and say, hey, I'm a coach, let's do this. Well, if you have no training, because it took me a long time to decide to do this, because by coaching you, by saying I will be your coach, by being a lifestyle coach, by giving this advice, I am affecting your health. And although, for liability reasons, I am not a nurse on Facebook, I am just a ketogenic lifestyle coach who happens to be a licensed nurse. I have to think about those things. That's in my conscience, okay? So he was getting really worried because these people, tons of people just pop up and they'll start a keto group and they start doling out information and doling out advice, and a lot of times that advice is wrong. Okay, and a lot of times that advice can be detrimental. And so that's how Hill Clinics became a thing, because he wanted to be sure that everyone had access to the proper way to do the ketogenic lifestyle. Now, I was telling y'all last night, Dr. Eric Westman is one of the pioneers in the ketogenic lifestyle. He started out, he says in this podcast, he had 2 patients come to his office that were practicing this lifestyle, and he was seeing all these improvements in them, and it wasn't keto that they were doing at the time. At the time, they were just doing the Atkins diet. They were doing Atkins. And so this is 20 years ago, contacted Dr. Atkins and said, see, now y'all see the brake lights, and I'm for real, just parked in a parking lot. He contacted Dr. Atkins. He said, I'd like to come and talk to you. I'd like to find out what this is. I'd like to know how it works. Because the truth is, y'all, Atkins got a really bad name real quick. It was villainized. It was just like keto is now by some of the bigger names. You know, they say that you're going to get heart disease. They say you're going to have a heart attack. Don't eat all this fat. The same thing happened with Atkins. The truth is that Atkins worked. It was a little different than keto, though. Atkins was a high-protein diet, but it was carb-restricting, and the goal of Atkins was to limit insulin release and to lower insulin levels. So, he went, he talked to him, he met Jackie, and if y'all don't know who Jackie is, Jackie Eberstein. She was the nurse that worked with Dr. Atkins in the Atkins clinic. And so when Dr. Westman decided to start these clinics, who do you think that he contacted to help him in starting the Hill clinics? Jackie Eberstein. She is in there with him. And that just, it's amazing to me, y'all, that I'm even talking to these people. I'm going to meet this man in person and shake his hand, and that to me is just amazing. I know that my kids make fun of me sometimes because they're like, Mama, it's just keto, but for me, this changed my life. This saved my life. I was headed down a dark, ugly road to a quick death. That's fine, Brittany. You go right ahead, honey. And when I found keto, my entire life changed. I got rid of depression. I got rid of anxiety. I got rid of obesity. I got rid of borderline type 2 diabetes. I got rid of high cholesterol. My blood pressure was borderline. It's amazing to me what this did for me. And for me to actually be meeting and shaking hands with one of the pioneers of the ketogenic lifestyle is just amazing to me. And so, y'all may think that I'm geeking out too. Hey, Aunt Audrey. I was told by my kids that I'm geeking out over this, but I am. Because just to be in the same room with them and to learn from them is just amazing to me. And then to be able to pass that knowledge on to you and to be able to help you in any way I can. So I want to talk to Dr. Westman and find out if it is a requirement to be an RN or a PA or an NP, or if I am qualified as an LPN to train in his clinic to teach his method. Because that's what I try to teach anyway. I model my ketogenic lifestyle off of Dr. Westman's method. And so I would very much like to be a part of this. All right, let's talk about what was I gonna... I saw some posts early this morning when I was still at one of the homes before I had to drive to Atlanta. Some stuff. I saw some people on another group where they were kind of getting on the whole don't bash keto thing. And they kept talking about how there's so many resources out there and there's so many links out there and you can learn so much and we have the science behind us, but no one ever provided a link. Well, y'all will notice that on the page, I provided a couple of links. I meant to link the entire playlist to this Ohio State University Emerging Science of Carbohydrate Restriction and Nutritional Ketosis. It was an entire conference that they had, and there's 22 videos in the playlist, and they're all a little long, and they're very science geeky. Okay, they're very scientific, but it just goes to show that there is plenty of science behind it, and I'm super excited to be able to share that. And if I have to share those videos individually, then that's what I'm going to do. But I linked a couple of them. Absolutely, no problem, Jennifer. I'll be happy to do that. So, what doctors can you follow, or can you research, can you look into, that you can trust what they're saying, that they are doing it the right way? All right, I'm going to name off a few here. Of course, we know about Dr. Ken Berry. He is also going to be at the conference February 9th. His clinic is in Camden, Tennessee, and his wife, Nisha, works with him. She's an RN, and she's been in pretty much every kind of nursing too. Bless her, but she's an RN. Then there's Dr. Finney. I haven't read a lot of Dr. Finney's stuff, but I have watched several YouTube videos talking about his stuff. Then Dr. Volek, he's one of the ones. Dr. Fung, that's Jason Fung. Dr. Noakes, Dr. Mercola, and Dr. Eric Westman. Those are the ones that I like to go to and read about. And I'm going to put those in the show notes for this video. I'll put those doctors, and I will try to put the links to their websites so that you can find them and that you can read about what they have to say directly. I don't just make all this stuff up. The one for the Emerging Science of Carbohydrate Restriction and Nutritional Ketosis that from Ohio State University that I was doing linking today, that was from October 31st of 2018, so that is very recent, and it is under Virta Health, VIRTA Health. That's where they got their stuff from. Now, what else did I want to talk about? Oh, organs that do well with ketones and fatty acids. Dr. Westman talked about it in his interview today. Number one's the brain. Absolutely the brain. And Brittany said it earlier. Jennifer has said it in the video today. Your brain. The brain clarity. Thinking clearer. Just feeling like the fog has lifted. And like you're able to process your thoughts. You're able to reach in there to that file cabinet of memories that you have and access the knowledge that you already have in your brain. It's just so much easier when you're on keto, because your brain functions much better on ketones and fatty acids. Your liver, that's another one. Fatty liver disease can be reversed with a ketogenic diet. These are things that no one ever thought could happen. I spoke today with a neurologist, and y'all know that I deal with kids, pediatric patients. Several of the kids that I deal with have neurological disorders and seizure disorders. I had told y'all last night, one of those patients was actually put on MCT oil not too long ago. And so today, when I was in Atlanta, after my last appointment, I did go over just to talk to this neurologist, because I just enjoy talking to him, and he's very open to discussing things. And I went over and talked to him for about 15 minutes just about ketones and the ketogenic diet and how he thinks it benefits children and how he thinks that it could affect adults. And he informed me that he actually used to be an adult neurologist, and that he would happily prescribe a ketogenic diet to anyone with any type of seizure disorder. Hi, Kathy. So that just impressed the tar out of me. And he and I talked for a little while, and I told him what all was going on with me and how the business was going and how Sassy Keto Nurse was going. And I was tickled to find out that his wife is actually one of my followers. How funny is that? And I didn't even know it. So I told him, I said, well, I'll make sure that I catch up with her when I get home tonight or tomorrow sometime. I'll send her a message and let her know that now I know who she is. Because putting a face with a name always means something. Now, I'm not going to stay on here too long tonight, just because I'm sitting on the side of the road and I'd really like to get home, not even playing, y'all. I'm ready to get out of these scrubs and take a shower. But one thing that Dr. Westman said today that touched me and just made me tickled was he made the comment that the Facebook groups that are being led by knowledgeable people teaching the ketogenic lifestyle in the correct way are changing academia. We are changing the paradigm that exists right now for diabetes and obesity and all of these other disorders that are caused by inflammation of the human cell. That made me so happy, because that is my whole mission. That's my whole purpose, is to help as many people as possible to take their health back. I came up with that silliness, and it just kind of popped out, and it ended up on the business cards and everything else. Taking your health back one delicious bite at a time. But it's just the truth. Y'all, I'm watching because there's a cop that pulled in at the top of the road up here, and I don't know if he's watching me or not. I'm not doing nothing. I'm sitting here still. Y'all seen it. I haven't moved. So it tickled me, because I was just like, we're making a difference. And so I want to thank all of y'all for following me, for coming on these lives every night, for participating in this challenge if you're one of the ones participating in the challenge. And I also want to ask everybody that watches this video, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's on my YouTube channel, whether it's on Sassy Keto Nurse and Friends, in the challenge, whatever. Y'all, share this information. Share the video, share the link to my page, share my YouTube videos. Let's get this information out there. Let's continue to change the paradigm. Let's reach out and let's help as many people as we can, because that is the whole purpose behind these groups, is to help as many people as you can, and that includes you. I sure will, Jennifer. That includes you. When you see somebody post something and you've got experience in it, it's happened to you before, even if it was a negative experience, comment on it. Let them know that they're not alone. Let them know that this has happened to you too. Give a word of support. Give a word of encouragement. That's what we're here for. We're a community, and we're here to support and encourage each other. I love you guys to death. I'm going to turn this thing off now. I'm going to wave at this little police officer up here as I go by. And I'm going to go to the house. I will talk to y'all tomorrow. God bless you. We're on the downhill stretch. We're going into the second half of the month. Congratulations to everybody. Love you to death. Sassy Keto Nurse, signing off.